And can you hear me? Let me know down below if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. But first of all, let me know, how are you lovely, lovely, sexy looking people doing? Are you exciting? It's Tuesday. Is it Wednesday or Monday? I don't know. Yeah, I thought better late than never. Again, it's maybe a little going to be a stream where I have not, I know what I want to say, but usually we like to present it in the best way that we can as being a little team of three. And sometimes actually that causes more confusion because we want to make it nice. So, well, I'm a chaotic individual and I have a chaotic life, but I still think that the message is more important than the packaging. So there are a few things that I want to point out in today's stream that might actually hopefully you will be able to understand more, at least my view of how I have been able to become this successful investor. And I'm not an individual who likes, I don't really like to, pat myself on the back, and I own nothing. I'm pretty happy, but we also have to, this channel was only made in order to help you, maybe to benefit a little bit from my knowledge. And until now, we have to admit that no one has been better than I have. So, yeah, so I want to take you through a little bit of what's going on. And there's a funny thing going on. That's actually what led me to do this stream. So we're going to talk about that. We always talk about market manipulation. We always point out that usually when we see that the market goes up or down in terms of percentage, we always see it's more or less the same across the board, right? Goes down like, 55555 or up 666, right? Today, we got a little bit of a different picture, and I thought that's kind of interesting. Anyway, we need to start, and I can't wait to get into the chat. But first, we got to do first things first. And I think it goes a little something like this. I want to welcome you to Crypto Never Sleeps. In case you're new to this channel, you want to stay on top of the crypto world, well then do me a favor, hit like, smash and subscribe so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, and this is important to me, protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi, and I'm the host of the littlest crypto show on the interweb. So, first things first, here we're looking at the 15-minute of Bitcoin. What do we have Bitcoin? Bitcoin is 0.09, basically square, at 28,000. We all know that, well, not that I think that it actually matters tomorrow what the Fed is going to do. But, that's what people like to take into consideration. That's why we are probably at 0%. We got Ethereum up 2.3%. So you see already there. Remember, usually they move like brothers and sisters. And then we got DOT up 3%. And then, I mean, brothers and sisters, what's going on with our good friend Charles Hoskinson at Cardano? That actually is a little bit curious, right? Up 9%. Anyway, so this is basically the first time in the history of our little channel that those four charts are not moving like Soul Brothers. The correlation, all of a sudden, is a little bit different. Are we actually getting to an efficient market? I'm quite excited about that. Not that... So anyway, let's go back, and I just want... it's the first time, right? Anyway, before we're going to dig in a little bit, because I don't have news about Cardano, so in case any of you guys know what's going on. Now let's look at Bitcoin here for a bit. Bitcoin for a bit, right? A bit for bit. I mean, still we are way, I mean, this is the weekly we're looking at. We broke through, I mean, looking bullish. I don't know what else to say. Are we going to go back to the 15? I really don't. I mean, I don't think so. I really don't think so. I know Guy from Coin Bureau, he thinks we're going to go lower. And I also know that, Crypto Savvy, he also thinks we're going to go lower. But what I see is that we're going higher. And also, I mean, I talk way too little about Ethereum. Ethereum is the settlement layer of the future of finance, but they move too correlated. It is, however, funny when you look at the volume in Ethereum, it is not so... You see, down here, we really, I mean, this is what you want to look at, right? Increasing volume, going up, up, up. Now we don't see exactly the same here with Ethereum, but if you watched the stream yesterday, even though there were only 20 lions here, that was actually kind of important because it actually does prove that the future of finance is being built right in front of our eyes, and it's being built on the blockchain, and it's being built on Ethereum. Anyway. So, I'm down here, and if you really wanna, I mean, if you like me so much and think you can't get enough of me, and you want me much bigger, well, here I am. But then you can't see anything. Amazing what you can do with all this technology here. And remember, I'm controlling all this here myself. That's why I'm sometimes, seem like I'm, I'm in space or something, because I need to do all this myself here, and all these little transitions also. Actually, I'm the only, it's almost like being a DJ doing all this here, I have to tell you guys. Anyway, make me small again. And then, so we are at, if we look at the market cap, right, we are at 1.1, almost going to the 1.2 trillion. And you can see it up on top. But scrolling down, and this is what I like. I mean, if you follow me, I like sometimes to go over the numbers, and basically the change is more or less always the same. But so we got Bitcoin square, right? Cardano up 10. Does any of you know what's up with Cardano? BNB down 0. And then we got Doge up 5.8. Polygon up 2.9. Then we got Solana down 0.26. Polkadot up 3.4. Okay, Shiba 3. Avalanche 3. Uniswap 2.7. Almost 3. Well, Chainlink 3. Bitcoin Cash up 1.6. And then we got Stellar. So there's kind of like, there's some interesting news when it comes, well, I don't know, news. That's what I wanted to ask you guys. Because Cardano's up 10, Stellar's up 10, and they're basically the high flyers of at least of our watch list here, right? Algorand 5, then we got Quant 1. Phantom up 4, and then the graph is, down 0.21. Anyway, and then synthetics down 7. I mean, I love synthetics. Made a lot of money because we're going in 0.60. But what I like about today is every coin is doing a little bit. I mean, it can change, but they're doing a little bit different things. And that shows, I mean, that is what you would expect from a mature market, right? I mean, until now, it's been like everything has been correlating. Everything's everything went up or it went down, and more or less the same percentage. And that's a sign of a rigged, manipulated market. CELA up 9, right? Anyway, let's not look at the ones that are a little down, but the ones FTX token here. Hallelujah. Praise the good Lord. Ran down 7, but up 8 over 7 days, right? Just wanna see. Anyway, let's go to the chat and see if anybody is in the mood for a chit chat. And let me know if any have you any news? Have you found any news about Cardano and Stellar? By the way, MantraDAO OM, yeah, I gotta tell you, there's a little bit of a, it's a little bit of a number one secret. Put in a buy order at 0.030. If it goes down to 0.0. No, 0.03. Put in a buy order. I think that is the support level. Now, don't tell anybody I told you that, right? And it's not financial advice, because at the end of the day, I don't know shit about crypto. And I guess neither do you, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Anyway, let's go to the chit chat and see if anybody wants to chat. Oliver, yeah, I got a new shirt, a shirt with nothing on, right? Panos is here, my good friend. Where have you been? I haven't seen you for a while. Michael is here, good to see you. And Thomas is here. Southport Tony, he's a big believer in the privacy coins, and God knows we need some privacy. I mean, I feel like nothing is private anymore. And we got Blockchain Bully. Good to see you. And then we got Jose Marcus. You had to be nosy, but I have to ask, aren't you scared of living in Ukraine? What's keeping you there? That's a big question for the end. Sometimes, yeah, in the end, I'll answer that. And what do you say, Panos? I guess we all have to think about a plan B. What plan B, Panos? What plan B? Praise the good Lord, the New Testament says. And anyone planning in our projects? What do you mean with that? Arbitrage or just ARP? Brian, what do you say? And Verderi, what about life in Ukraine right now, Nico? Okay. If you hang on till the end, we'll talk a little bit about my life in Ukraine. Nico is secretly a part-time DJ. Exactly. Actually, that's Betty who takes care of everything around me. Lone Star State, Oliver. Yeah, Las Vegas, right? That's what you said, Oliver. And Raymond Ayers, what do you say? Just last Nico got me listening to Bonnie M again. Yeah, Bonnie M, right? Nobody should underestimate the power of Bonnie M. One-way ticket to the moon. One-way ticket to the moon. And we got Cindy, sexy Cindy. No, maybe I'm not allowed to say that. We got to keep the, with all this, it could be, we got to be lovely, Cindy. No, I think, Cindy, she can take a little joke. Good morning in Australia, and thank you for being here, Cindy. And who else do we have here? We got Vax, my good friend, Jay Sire, and let me see, Crypto Whales 007. I'm finally able to catch the show live. I already missed the live show, not sure what time. He's like, that's also because I'm not sure what time it is. Anyway, so if let's try to run over the news, or not even the news, but what I really wanted just to share a few things. First of all, it was that we looked at the prices, right? We're looking at the prices. They are not following. I mean, it's a little bit on correlation here. This is a good thing. This is a good thing because there's some good coins and some bad coins. Now I know that everyone is, anticipating what the Fed is what they're gonna talk about tomorrow. I mean, let me be frank. The Fed and if they're gonna include 0.2 basis point or 50 basis point, I mean, it doesn't mean jack shit, to be honest. Sorry to use that language. And that's what I wanna talk a little bit about today. I did mention a few things about that here a few days ago, because we are currently experiencing a banking crisis, right? But the reality is, this is nothing new. So I'm not gonna make it too long. A few days ago, I just said that since 1913, right, since the Federal Reserve was established, so by the 1900, we had 10,382 commercial banks, right? And then we had the roaring, 20s or whatever they call it. And then we had a high of 30,812 banks only in the United States, right? So that was the high, 30,812 banks, right? In the 1930s. And that then went rapidly down. Down. And that's just a continuation of wanting to monopolize the banking system. And currently, why would the elite put more pressure on trying to monopolize the banking system? Well, it is very, very clear. You see, in order to roll out the CBDC, you see, when the CBDC is going to be launched, there is this narrative that you're not going to need the banks anymore. You're only going to need one bank, Federal Reserve, the central bank. You don't need all those, as you can see here, Senders Bank and Receivers Bank. You don't need the commercial banks. You don't need the savings banks. You don't need the investment banks. You don't need any banks anymore. So basically, the future, if we are now thinking about the central bank digital currency narrative, is that it will be the central bank launching the CBDC, going, I mean, here, I tried to make this graph, right? So here on the left, we got the central bank. They will then circulate, distribute those lovely programmable coins right into people's wallets and commercial wallets. So we don't need mortgage lenders. We don't need saving banks. We don't need investment banks. Why don't we need them anymore? Because we got Curve, we got Balancer, we got Synthetics, we got Compound, we got Uniswap, we got Maker, we got Aave, we got Centrifuge, right? So, who would now be the biggest opponent to launching the central bank digital currency? Obviously, the banking system. I mean, the banks in between, right? Like the commercial banks, the saving banks, the mom and pop bank. So we need them to go broke and bust and go to hell. Goodbye. We don't need you anymore. Because if you are there, all you're going to do is you're going to oppose the plan of the central bank digital currency. And remember, I'm not here to talk about conspiracy theories. I'm here for us to make some motherfucking money, right? So that's how I look at it. No, so anyway, so I the banking crisis in sense of banks going bust has been going on since the launch of the Federal Reserve. I mean, that's the plan, right? But I did wanna just point of just not so you don't just believe what I'm saying, right? Because I say a lot, and who knows. So this is just a historical, right? But I showed you this graph here with the 30,000 banks, and then how many banks are there actually left in the U.S. now? Based on money crashes, they are saying that what are they saying here? You can see that there are 4,844 insured commercial banks, according to the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and this is, I think, end of 2022. But when we talk about 4,844, that sounds a lot, right? So we had 30,000 in in end of 1920s, and now only almost 5,000. But I mean, I don't have the percentage, but the 15 largest banks in the U.S. probably kind of like manage 95 or 99% of all money around, right? So the 15 largest banks in the United States hold a combined total of 13.4 trillion in assets, and this was December 2022. Now, and here, so these are the top currently. I mean, I'm not going to go through them, but JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, US Bank Corp. I mean, you can go through that yourself. I think that JP Morgan, also, if you watched the stream yesterday, they're probably the ones that for sure are going to stick around. JP Morgan, Bank of America, and Goldman Sachs. I mean, Goldman Sachs could be bought up like we're seeing in Switzerland, right? And then there's also here a list of failed banks between 2009 and 2023. And so even though Signature Bank and what that we saw here in 2020, it was SVG Bank or whatever it's called, Silicon Valley Bank, right? Silicon Valley Bank failed 2 days early, ending and was one of the biggest bank failures in the United States. But come on, I mean, we just saw Credit Suisse, right? I mean, Credit Suisse also just got bankrupt, right? We know that, and got bought up by UBS. So in the end of the day, it's just a consolidation going towards monopolizing the banking sector, because you see, and I'm sure you know about the Credit Suisse, so I don't need to talk too much about that. You see, we don't need to, there still needs to be a few banks around when we're going to migrate from traditional to digital, right? I mean, we still need, to kind of like have the old traditional banks and have the people's money in there and kind of sort that out. And of course, some banks that are favorable to the central bank digital currency. Banks that are already connected with the Quorum blockchain, launched by Link from JP Morgan, the permissioned blockchain on Ethereum, right? We need the banks to survive that probably already are part of the Ethereum Alliance. I'm just, trying to sometimes show you how I go through things, right? Go in and look at the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance and go in and see who the members are. It's actually funny because the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, you know who the founding members were? Well, JP Morgan and Consensus. It all goes up. So the last thing, and because we have to also take geopolitics into consideration, right? And no, let me just because I don't have a slide for that. China is currently not China. The Xi Jinping or whatever he's called, a good man, a good fella, is currently in Russia, right? Doing brother hugs and showing the world that they love each other. We just need the Ayatollah, straight down from Iran, flying in on his carpet, right? And then we got the axis of evil, right then and there. Shahid is here, my soul brother. Anyway, I think that we all know, we need to, I said that in the beginning of this year also, geopolitics is going to play a role. Of course, now that China is in China, that the Chinese president is in Russia, is something. Anyway, I will lose a little bit about that, but I just want to say goodbye in the chat, and then I'm gonna talk about my own life here in Ukraine. Let's see who still. By the way, don't forget, sharing is caring, right? So please, the link is below. You can participate, and I'm so happy that we paid out the previous winners. Sometimes it takes a little longer, but we always pay out. So please, it helps the channel, and you might also win because we are the littlest channel, so there are not very many people participating. It's actually like a lotto for like 20 lions. So the odds are very, very good. Okay, guys. So this is actually it from me. So I just wanna, I wanna finish it up, and then when we finish with the questions, then I will share a little bit about myself and also the situation here in Ukraine, because I'm here. So, but let's see here. Not so many. We need another blockchain bully. Blockchain bully, you could be. I know blockchain bully wants to go down to 12, right? It needs to go down to 12, but I'm not sure. Blockchain bully, But it could, you never know. It's always good to have a few coins in the right pocket for the Black Swan event. But yeah, I'm not sure, as long as you can inflate. You see, we do know that the fiat monetary system is playing on its last chapter, right? But it still has another 9 years potentially to go. Usually you say around 100 years, and since the fiat system got taken off the gold standard, we still got like 8-9 years left, and obviously you would need to make that transition a little bit before the whole thing fucking crashes, right? So I think they're gonna try to, I don't know, you also want to, you see, that's why I've always been so adamant about the cryptocurrency. The blockchain market is not going to correlate consistently with the traditional markets. It needs to detach itself, and we will see it's going to uncorrelate. So what do you say? Oliver is from Texas. I'm from Nevada. Okay. It's Jose that's from Nevada. I'm sorry. Crypto wheel tomorrow plus 0.25. You know what? Who the fuck cares? Because the only thing, as long as we have a fiat-based monetary system that is, where the whole thing is just about printing more money. Inflation is a byproduct of the continuation of printing money. So that's how that goes. Okay, Kramer sure thinks JP is solid. No, but well, Kramer, I know he's a funny fellow. Bob Mango, I love that name, Bob Mango. It reminds me of a good song. I'll share that later. If the black swan, okay, what will happen to Binance? Okay, what do you say, Binance? Colin McDonald, caring and sharing and belong stronger together. We are, yeah, we are the world, we are the people. Perfect timing for the CBDC. Yeah, once we're gonna see, you see, that's why I think that we are seeing many fabricated prices. The only thing that, yeah, we need to talk a little bit more about geopolitics, but not today. Okay, guys, now let me tell you how my life, so this is it about what I had to share. Basim is here. My life here in Ukraine is, you see, I still got Iga here. I mean, it's amazing, right? Iga, he's still waiting. He's happy he can stand here. What's going on in Ukraine? Well, funny enough is that we got our electricity back. We got fantastic Wi-Fi here, right? And light. So even though the Russians apparently they really attacked the energy grid, I mean it's working again. However, what I do feel, I mean, living here where I live 1,000 kilometers from the Donbass region. Not in the west in Lviv, but I'm more close to the Moldovan border. Basically, I'm 120 kilometers from the Moldovan border. Yeah, I have not seen a Russian soldier. I have not seen a Ukrainian soldier. We have curfew, meaning that martial law, that we cannot go outside after midnight until 5 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, who cares? I'm an old man. I don't go to the disco club anymore. And besides that, can't really feel anything. You really can't feel anything. But yeah, so and why am I still here? I'm here because there's good internet and Wi-Fi. Why am I still here? Is because I got lots of, actually I got quite a lot of, not a lot, but I got some real estate, and I got, I've invested in this place, and I don't know where to go. My ex, you stole the kids, and I got to stick around here until I kind of know that I will get my kids back. Until then, I guess just more or less here. But it's not really dangerous. Now that's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. If there's any questions, and remember, you're always 20 seconds behind me. So I will say something, and then if you write a message, it will appear 20 seconds later. What do you say? No, I was born in Denmark. I was born in Denmark. And Bob Mango, I'm just gonna look at a song. I like this song actually. Summertime. Summer. Wait, I'm just gonna. There's this song that I love from Mongo Jerry. In the summertime, just reminds me of Bob Mango. I mean, it has absolutely nothing to do with each other, but that's just how that is sometimes. I'm gonna share it. This is a song that makes me happy. There we go. Boom. CryptoCurrencies here. Good to see you. Nevertheless, please be safe. Yes, during the pandemic in Quebec, Canada, our curfew was at 8 p.m. Our country is at war, and the curfew is at midnight. Yeah, I mean, what Raymond is saying there is what I can only agree with. The world doesn't stand anymore. There's no logic anymore. I mean, the world is, what is left is right, and what is right is left, and what is up is down. And Sister Shelly, she got herself an operation, and she turned into Brother Jamal, and Brother Jamal, he fucking turned into, I don't know, to Sister Shelly. I mean, the world is going bananas. The world is going bananas. You can't, I mean, it's all, yeah. Anyway, guys, I love you all. I love you so much, and I will end this little stream with a 2-minute compressed video of my time with my boys and the ones I mean, that's it. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. See you tomorrow.